Blame Truth here, the Codfather himself, bringing you another video. When it rains, it pours, they say, and currently it is raining pretty hard as far as Activision and Call of Duty is concerned. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm sitting here about to make my planned video for today, and then somebody tags me in something else, and I have to switch gears and change what I'm going to make a video on. I'll just get right on into it. Let's just show you this straight up verbatim. I worked on COD for 2 years as a programmer at Demonware. Bobby's decisions made our games worse. In my first month it came out, he threatened to have an employee killed. In the all hands that followed, no one wanted to speak first, so I demanded his firing in front of everyone. That just speaks for itself, doesn't it? Now, we're going to get more in-depth into this in just a second, and this is, I looked it up, this is a true statement. I don't think I've covered this before on the channel. I may be wrong. I've covered so many problems and discretions and issues with, like, Call of Duty, Activision, Bobby Kotick, etc. Maybe I'm just forgetting, but I'll get back into that in just a second. This is not good. Someone speaking out the day of his resignation about how he's a piece of garbage. But what's interesting about this is one person. I can't imagine how many more people are going to say something now that he's gone and has no power over them in their jobs. I mean, seriously, we're talking about, oh, I don't know, probably tens of thousands of employees and devs at this point. Who knows what the hell is going to come out, and who knows what's going to happen now that Microsoft has taken over and Mr. Kotick has left for greener pastures. And yes, that's kind of a ginger gnome lawn ornament joke, but I'm not going to get too far into that because we're highbrow here on Blame Truth, the Codfather YouTube channel. Highbrow, very highbrow. We're like the Rock's highbrow. We're so highbrow. Guys, this is just, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. Let's actually look into these claims. Like, seriously, let's actually look into these claims here. Let's keep going with the Twitter thread, though. Christina says, I get that I am very loud and very annoying, and that with my seniority and ease of other opportunities, that affords me certain protections and safety to do such things. Talking about the original tweet, that is. But you all need to get on board this train. We all need to revolt against people like this every time. If I'd been fired, I had several other companies hovering in the wings, but that is why it is on senior staff to dig their heels in. Juniors will not feel safe doing that until their leaders do it first. We may not have unions, but we do have power if we work together. Ask the loud, annoying question in all hands. Make it short, direct, to the point, and leave no room for waffling in response. Make it sharp, direct, and do it with clarity and without anger so they can't attack your delivery. They won't answer, but everyone will see it. Write down what you said, keep notes in case HR pings you, record yourself saying it in the meeting if you can, so that you have evidence of exactly what happened, because piss weak executives will take their exposed failure personally. Demonware protected me, but other places won't. Have I not been saying to do this for the past 5 years? I'm not about to make this about me because it's not about me. It's not about me at all, truthfully. I want no credit for this, but have I not been saying, speak up, don't let these companies walk on you? And I mean, this is like from the inside, of course, but it extends outward to the player base, to the customer base, to the people that paid hard-earned money to play these games. Speak out against bullshit. Repeat after me. Everyone that's just saying in my comment section. Maybe you're typing it out right now like the little pissant you are. Maybe you're typing out, well, if you don't like it, just don't play the game. Stop complaining, BT. I can't believe you complain so much. Shut the fuck up. All right? Complain. Don't be a little bitch. Complain when things are not as they should be. Speak up when things are not as they should be. I, for one, am very, very happy this person spoke up, but also I'm very happy that Bobby Kotick's out of this reign of terror. And seriously, I can't imagine this from the perspective of these poor employees. I feel bad for ever criticizing a Call of Duty dev in any way at this point, because I think at a certain point, it's just whoever's in charge of everything. That's the issue. That's the main issue. Seriously. When the handcuffs are off, I would love to see what the devs can actually do Call of Duty wise, or really any Activision title wise, because I feel like they are under lock and key. They're under so many restrictions, and they're just told what to do from the big evil figurehead, or at least they were. So let's get back into the meat and potatoes here, because it gets deeper. I want to check out this article that this person was referencing, and they linked it below with, I don't know, it pretty much backs up these claims. So here you go. Activision CEO Bobby Kotick threatened to have a former assistant killed, according to a bombshell new investigation. I feel like I may have covered this before, but maybe I just glossed over it. I don't know. Here's some bullet points if you don't want to read the full article. I'll leave it in the pinned comment, though, if you do. Activision CEO Bobby Kotick threatened to have his former assistant killed, according to a WSJ report. Mr. Kotick quickly apologized 16 years ago, an Activision representative said. Kotick reportedly knew for years about claims of sexual harassment and R-word at his company. I don't know if I can even say that on YouTube. And someone else says, he threatened to have a what? What now? And this person says, oh yeah, he knew this news was coming too. It was right before Thanksgiving 2021, so he personally gifted us extra days off to take the whole week globally, even for non-US staff. As soon as that happened, I went, what's he done? And sure enough, this news breaks. This was around the time, I think, as well, that they released this horrendously broken title known as Call of Duty Vanguard, which would explain why, after that first title update, they kind of went on an extended vacation and let the game just fester. But that's another story for another day. I mean, we've covered that ad infinitum. If we go back to that article, though, talking about this issue, a group of Activision employees is staging a walkout in response to the report. This was 2021, by the way, and demanding that Kotick step down from his role as CEO. We will not be silenced until Bobby Kotick has been replaced as CEO, the group said in a message on Twitter. And I'm interested to see what other people in the group have to say about this, because good God. Guys, I don't know. Have I not called it, though? I've pretty much called it every step of the way. The one mistake I seem to have made over the course of the past 5 years or so is that I've blamed the devs a lot. And, I mean, I've already apologized in another video, but I'll say it again. Like, I'm sorry I was wrong about a lot of stuff. When you don't have a lot of info to go off of, you kind of got to just give the devs the short end of the stick a little bit, because they're the ones making the game. We don't know how the inner workings work at Activision Blizzard. We don't know how the inner workings operate as far as game development goes at all. We're left in the dark continually. We're still left in the dark. We're still waiting on that matchmaking discussion that was announced about a month ago. Sledgehammer said, shortly after Season 1 in the coming weeks, we'll talk about matchmaking. The weeks have come and gone. It's been a month now. I don't know what's taking them so long. Maybe they were waiting on Bobby Kotick to leave. That's my guess. But at the same time, how does this take so long to talk about if all it is just skill-based matchmaking? I have seen probably a dozen dev teams just talk about how skill-based matchmaking works in their game. It's not a hard conversation. It's not anything like that requires a lot of thought. I'm sorry, it doesn't. This matchmaking is nefarious. This matchmaking is underhanded, and it wouldn't surprise me if they just come out and say, like, yeah, Bobby Kotick pretty much demanded this be a slot machine. Like, I'm not sure if they're just going to rip the lid off everything or keep it super hush-hush still. It remains to be seen. But whatever matchmaking system they have in place currently, it simply does not work. And you could say, like, BT, they're making more money than ever. Of course it works. They're making more money than ever because their monetization practices are straight up predatory, and the matchmaking that they refuse to talk about aims to get people addicted like they're at a casino. I'm sorry, but manipulating people into buying things and playing the game to start with, which I don't think works for a lot of people that simply know what's going on. I think once you know what's going on behind the scenes, you're not going to participate in it, or at least I hope you wouldn't. But yeah, I don't think it works. This is going to be used in my next video talking about stuff, but I want you guys to look at this screenshot. I took this today. Now, this was back in 2014, 2 years, about 2 years exactly, after Black Ops 2 released. On Xbox 360 alone, on multiplayer alone, Drifter tweeted out that the game had nearly 300,000 online concurrent players on one platform on one mode. That's not counting zombies, that's not counting campaign, that's not counting any other game mode. Okay? This is just Xbox 360. On Steam charts, right now, 123,000 people are playing concurrently. That's not just the multiplayer. Hell, that's not even just one game. That's Modern Warfare 3, that's Modern Warfare 2, that's Warzone 3, that's every mode contained in these Call of Duty games. Single player, zombies, sitting in the menu asleep because the game has bored you to death. That's all these metrics into one. And Black Ops 2 on one platform, one mode, one game, 2 years after it came out, competing with another Call of Duty title and another one that's about to launch, self-competing within the Call of Duty universe, has nearly triple the player base of this game that came out a month or two ago, and Modern Warfare 2, which came out a year ago. 2 games, actually, that came out like a month ago. I can't even keep up with it. It's so stupid. This system does not work. I'm sure it makes plenty of money. I'm sure they're making money hand over fist because it's manipulative. It's not meant to be a good game. It's meant to manipulate the player base into spending money. I've said it before, but I need to cover it again. It needs to be covered pretty much in every other video I make, I feel like. This system they currently have, this EOMM system they currently have in place, and the business strategy they currently have in place as far as raising the prices gradually on cosmetics and bundles and whatnot, all this stuff, I mean, it's not there to retain players. It wants you to log in like once a month so it looks like they have a high player count, natural player retention. But no, they want you to log in once a month when they drop something stupid and new, and then you hop on, you play one match, and then you hop off for another month, and yeah, it looks good for investors, but nobody is organically playing the game. The people that are stuck on the game and are stupid enough to keep playing it or foolish enough to keep playing it will spend a lot of money on bundles and other stuff like that. And every year, they kind of get us with the advertising. They promise it's going to be different this year, and it's the same recycled, crappy garbage they release every single year, except now it costs $10 more because dummies are willing to pay it. That's all it is. This is just straight up exploiting the franchise at this stage. Anyway, I'm out of time. Like the video if you guys enjoyed, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment below with your thoughts. I will catch you on the next one. I can't wait to see what else comes out with this, honestly. Peace out, guys.
Here's some parting advice.